let's talk about some of the ballot initiatives that stood out to me the most, okay? So there's one in Florida, which is very deceptively referred to as yes on one for the sun. So it makes it seem as though it's very much in favor of funding solar power in Florida. It's very much in favor of giving residents the option of solar power. But if you look at that chart, you'll see that major utility companies are in favor of it. In fact, they're the ones who are pushing for it, they're funding it, and as a result, it's likely to pass. Now, why is one in Florida a bad ballot measure? Well, the utility-backed ballot initiative would continue to restrict the solar market in Florida by writing into the state constitution, okay, so that's a big deal, that homeowners and businesses cannot use third-party solar leases. The state's restrictive monopoly utility law forbids anyone but the power companies from buying and selling electricity. Landlords cannot sell power from solar panels to tenants. Popular solar leasing programs like those offered by Solar City and Sunrun are outlawed. So in essence, it's written in the ballot as if it gives residents in Florida more of an option for renewable energy, but it does the exact opposite. And it will be written into the state's constitution.
I think that, here's what you need, here's what real leadership is in the country. I get it that, right, we can't, the Koch brothers and all those companies, all those energy companies are allowed to pour money into a proposition that they want passed, right? But we can have a law where they don't get to name it. Like there could be an independent commission that decides, no, we decide what we call one, and
or what your group is called.
What your group is called, or how we're going to phrase this, or how it's going to be billed, and that could change everything because it's so easy to deceive people. Because
you know how we do this? We have a proposition. I think we call it the proposition to help regular people vote or something.
Well, we already have something like this in that we have commissions in many states that go over the wording of the proposition because they understand that in the past they've been incredibly intentionally deceitful.
I mean, the notion that you can sell a proposition the same way you sell Diet Orange Crush is nauseating. Like, that's not right.
No, but here's the incredible thing. People who advertise Diet Orange Crush cannot lie in their advertisements.
That's right.
It's the exact opposite when it comes to these propositions or political ads. This is so deceptive. And so there are people out there, and understand what these utility companies are doing and why they're doing it. They understand that renewable energy is in the future because the way that we're running things right now is not sustainable. So they want a monopoly over renewable energy in the future. They want to ensure that they continue to make the money that they're making now, even if we switch over to renewable energy.
So, a really important thing here to point out, real quick, is money in politics. So it gets poured in by ExxonMobil, Koch Industries to try to deceive you. So you think like, hey, what's the effect of money in politics? The effect is they buy ads which tell you the opposite. If they thought they were right, they wouldn't have to play games. They wouldn't have to tell you the opposite. So they know that solar energy is popular, so they pretend they're on the side of polar energy. How do they trick you with all the money put into commercials? And this is the definition of crony capitalism. They're literally trying to outlaw their competition.
Yes.
Remember, the Koch brothers are the ones who claim to be libertarian and say, oh, free market, all we want is a free market. They are monumentally full of crap. So the minute they have an opportunity to rig the system and to kill off their competition by using the government, that is exactly what they do, and that's what they're doing in that ballot measure, and it's deplorable. And so know the reality and don't buy into their hype.
As utility companies have spent a whopping $26 million in order to pass it. And, the opposition to this ballot measure did not raise nearly close to that amount of money.
And what's amazing is that we subsidize these traditional energy companies. Then they get to use a portion of the money we've handed them to destroy up-and-coming industries that could use subsidies.
That's right. It's a vicious cycle of crony capitalism. And so when the Supreme Court says, what, money's just speech. No, it buys you a bigger megaphone. And with their bigger megaphone, they were allowed to pretend that they're on the opposite side of the issue to trick you into voting for something you thought you wanted, but it will do the exact opposite. It's grotesque. The Young Turks isn't just us. It's also you guys. You make this show possible. And we want to thank you for it, and we want to grow together. We want to be too strong. TYTnetwork.com/join. Let's do it.